Siri_bot. Welcome to the Hotbox. Avicsion. Welcome to the Hotbox.
Oh, fuck, we don't need this anymore. Keith is all good now. But hi! Hi everyone, how you doing? Today, we're just gonna take a nice chill Tuesday. I thought, on this nice chill Tuesday, we would indulge ourselves with a little bit of The Real Dan the Man. Because he has 2 videos out. Anon wasn't ready for his first trip, and could Velma be good for the Scooby-Doo franchise. He also has these 2 videos, Beta so far and Gamma so far, which would be nice to watch. However, I would like to encourage you guys to watch those yourselves. I want you guys to enjoy Dan's storytelling the same way that I have. So I'm asking that you guys watch Beta and Gamma yourselves. Yeah. He tells a really great story with his clones. For real. His clones also have new Twitter accounts.
Traveler Laska.
Which,
Welcome to the Hotbox.
Hey, Laska. Which, all of his clones follow me except for Guitar Clone. Like, hang on. Let me go to Real Dan the Man Twitter. Oh, he don't. What happened to his Real Dan the Man? So, yeah, he has his clones have different accounts now. He's not even following his own clones. Hang on, where are the fucking clone accounts? His clone accounts aren't even following him. Okay, yeah. Well, there's Shane, Ed, and Lenny. And as you can see, Ed, Lenny, Shane, all of them follow me. But for some reason, I think I struck a nerve with Guitar Clone. I think I struck some kind of nerve with Guitar Clone, because Guitar Clone is the only one that doesn't follow me. I'm wondering what I did to piss him off. I mean, if you wanna fight Guitar Clone, I'll fucking fight. I don't give a fuck. You know, I'll rip that guitar out of your hands and smack you over the head with it. See how it is. Anyways, let's start with we'll start with Anon wasn't ready for his first trip. I'm also eating while we're watching because I just now got my supper, so I'm just gonna be eating while I watch these. So let's listen. Let's watch Anon wasn't ready for his first trip.
There's a fucking cat right on my gaming chair.
There is
He
a
has not
cat
left in 5 minutes.
right on his gaming chair.
He's just vibing.
Drapsnat.
Send help.
Welcome to the
4chan is definitely
Hotbox.
a place that exists. I
01
can't call it a
Ella.
good thing, but whether we
Welcome
like
to the Hotbox.
Welcome on in, welcome on in.
it or not, it has made a permanent impact on the human race. It is a horrifying cesspool of a place where completely anonymous people can go. Permanent is definitely a... He's just vibing.
Wait, what the fuck?
Send help. 4chan is
Why is the video flickering on my end?
definitely a place that exists.
What in the fuck is going on with this? Wait, why is...
I can't call it a good thing.
It's not happening on the stream.
Send help. 4chan is definitely a place that
Okay, now it's not. Wait, if I full screen again, is it gonna do it?
exists. He's just vibing. Send help. 4chan is definitely a place that exists.
Yeah, now it's not doing it. What the fuck? Why was it doing that? It was weird.
Call it a good thing, but whether we like it or not, it has made a permanent impact on the human race. It is a horrifying cesspool of a place where completely anonymous people can go to start cults, make fun of suicide, and dox each other. But every once in a while, you see
That is very
something
true
that's
about 4chan.
actually not that bad on 4chan. And what we're going to talk about today is not that. You see, as a white Gen Z hipster, I am legally inclined to fucking love drugs. But unlike your average stoner, I firmly believe in cold, hard limits. Don't smoke or ingest marijuana products more than once every 1 or 2 weeks. Don't drop acid more than once every 6 months. Don't take hard drugs without a sober friend you know for a fact you can trust. And if you
Yeah.
are under a certain age, just don't fucking do it in the first place.
Fucking Dan. Dan understands. Dan absolutely understands, man.
And the Anon we're talking about today just completely disregarded all of that.
Let me tell you about a thing or two. If you want a finger dudes, ride a Subaru or do some gay shit like Ron fucking Harry Potter with the broom. Anything regarding dicks ain't my cup of tea, cause I love the poon. No?
Okay, /B, story time. /fucking-B. Of course it's /B.
Of course it's B.
always fucking /B.
You call it /B? I just say B. It's the B board. Then again, I am a person who has... How do I describe it? I say this, I'm a person who has survived 4chan, so... I've kind of engrossed myself in the naming culture. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's written as /B, but, like, why don't you say /B/? Yeah, I just say B, like...
Bless you. Be me. Beta 15-year-old. Boy, oh boy, 15 years old. The best time in your life to do something absolutely fucking retarded. Had weed a few times, nothing happened. Decided to try acid. Know a guy. You smoked weed a few times and decided you were ready to make the jump to acid. That's like winning a game of catch with your dad and then replacing your dad with Matthew Stafford. I'm getting really good at paintball, so I think I'm ready to replace the paintball guns with Mag 11s. I love jumping on trampolines. Now time to see how my body takes
Kata.
jumping off of a cliff.
Welcome to the Hotbox.
You're an idiot.
Alacidra.
You are an idiot.
Welcome to the Hotbox.
Welcome on in, welcome on in.
Hooks me up, go home,
Oh god, it's doing that thing again. Wait, what the
close
fuck?
room door. You're an idiot.
Every time I full screen, it's doing this weird thing. But it doesn't show it on my second monitor. Something is going on. I just updated my drivers. And it appears to be a little fucky.
You are an idiot. Hooks me up, go home, close room door, close blinds, time to fucking party. As we can see, our friend here completely neglected the buddy system, which will turn out to be a fatal mistake for our protagonist. Lying on bed, waiting for effects to kick in, oh fuck, there it is, .jpeg. And it was at this moment Nathan knew.
He fucked up.
Decided to play some video to see what it's like. Good old Zelda on the Wii. This is the part of the story where you start to see me get a bit skeptical. When you're on acid, you don't have the attention span to play a video game. I was in the middle of a cutscene in Pokemon Scarlet, dropped acid, and 14 hours later I was still on the same line of dialogue. But we'll get more into my conspiracy theories later. After 10 minutes, get hungry. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You don't eat food when you're on acid. Find key and unlock door. Needed a lot of force. Must have been stuck. Son, I just have a quick question for you on that one. What kind of bedroom door requires a key to open? Go downstairs. See parents on couch. Trying to act cool. How
I mean, I've seen bedroom doors that lock, but I've never seen a bedroom door that needs a key. Then again, like, is that a thing that would be around the world? I don't know where it would be around the world, but it does sound like something that would be, like, international. A bedroom door with it that needs a key.
0x2.
I could see that.
Welcome to the Hotbox.
I can see it.
Subtag. Welcome to the Hotbox.
How's the weather.jpg? Watching someone trying to keep it cool while on LSD is like watching videos of women trying to keep it cool while wearing vibrating panties in public. Yeah, I'm fine. He elaborates on this one later on in the post, but I like to imagine that he was just T-posing. They leave after a while. Success. Gee, I wonder why they left.
The
Make some
fucking
Nutella
Stan's
toast.
T-pose.
Tastes like shit, as most food tends to. Sudden urge to evacuate my bowels. Just make it to the toilet before I start erupting. Feels good, man. Little Timmy died on that toilet. He was never seen or heard from again. His family checked in on him later and found him dead. Decide to sleep, grab blanket, and clock the fuck out. Okay, I'm gonna put this scientifically. Every second of every day, you are taking in thousands upon thousands of stimuli. There is a little piece of your brain that filters out the stimuli that you don't need to function during your everyday life. When you take acid, what essentially happens is that part of your brain goes to sleep. So instead of receiving some of the stimuli, you start receiving all of the stimuli. You are very much there. You are very much awake. You are not going to sleep on acid. You just aren't. Wake up to screaming, too tired to comprehend, go back to sleep, wake up in hospital, my face wet. Now, it's safe to say I'm a bit skeptical of this post, but as it turns out, I don't have to be, because it debunks itself for me. Here's what actually happened, according to his family.
Got out of bed and threw Zelda game case at the wall. Jumped around in front of my off TV, swinging a spoon like a Wii remote. After an hour of this, I shoved...
Damn, that is some beautiful acting. That is some beautiful
Here's
acting.
what actually happened, according to his family.
Got out of bed and threw Zelda game case at the wall. Jumped around in front of my off TV, swinging a spoon like a Wii remote. After an hour of this, I shoved the spoon into the keyhole and threw myself against the door until the lock and my shoulder broke. Went downstairs. Made a variety of facial expressions at parents while saying weather over and over until they left. Went to kitchen...
The fucking face.
variety of facial expressions at parents while saying weather over and
The
over until they
fucking
left.
face. Oh my god. They were not ready. Oh. That looks like that's either the world's best acting or you just straight up like got them live with that. They were just like, Dan, what are you doing? You're just sitting there like, weather, and they just like leave.
Went to kitchen, spread Nutella onto bare hand, and took a bite. Blood trail all the way to my sister's room where I sat on her chair and took a huge dump. Fell asleep, wrapped in a rug from the floor where sister found me 10 minutes later.
You know, anonymous people on the internet have a habit of lying for clout. And I firmly believe that this is one of those cases. Most of the things talked about in this post just straight up don't happen when you're on acid, but I already went over all that. A much better story could have been made out of a real trip experience. But in the end of the day, this was pretty funny. Actually, if you want to see what a real acid trip is like, all you have to do is subscribe to this channel. Ring the bell and hit the like button. I have your family hostage. Legal disclaimer, I don't actually do drugs and neither should you because they are very illegal and dangerous. All of the things I talked about in this video are not learned from experience. They are learned from research and research alone. My camera's dying. Stay safe.
My
stay in
camera's
school.
dying.
Goodbye, thanks for watching, and get the hell out of my house. Yeah, I ended the video with a legal disclaimer to not drop acid or do any kind of drug. Does that cover all my bases? Alright, cool. I'll see you Friday night.
That was a good one, Dan. Alright, let's watch the other one now.
Welcome back to The Real Dan the Man, a show where, much like the one we're covering today, I will actively insult my targeted demographic. Now, recently, Velma dropped on HBO Max, or to put the title more accurately, HBO's hate letter to all things related to Scooby-Doo, but that's a bit long, so we'll leave the title as Velma for now. I will not be the first or the last person to say this show is fucking awful. I don't even have to watch it. There's enough clips floating all around Twitter to let me know, yeah, this is just Mindy Kaling being a cunt for an allotted amount of time.
Yeah, it's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
You should kill yourself now.
What can be said about Velma that hasn't already been said by every other person on YouTube?
I kind of wonder, Dan, did you make that clip yourself? Because I know you posted that in my Discord. Did you? I wanna think that you made that yourself.
It's code for adults who still watch
It's doing the fucking glitch thing again.
You should kill yourself now.
What
Mr.
can be
Internet
It's
1.
code for
Welcome to
It
the
just
hot box.
starts glitching and then it stops
Your
glitching.
Valentine
it's weird.
Bob.
It's weird.
Welcome to the hot
Why
box.
does it do that? But yeah, Dan, like, did you make this clip
adults who
yourself?
still watch cartoons.
You should kill yourself now.
What can
'Cause
be
you did,
said
that's a really
about
good
Velma
lip
that
movement.
hasn't already been said by every other person on YouTube? Like, fucking congratulations. You've taken the least interesting character from a franchise that's over half a century old and made a less
I'm facing a
interesting
terrible predicament, Captain. What's that, Steve?
Cock
joke.
Thank you for the cock joke. How you doing, Darkfire Kitty?
show out of her. You filled that
It's doing it again. Why does it do that?
god-awful show with quote-unquote the least interesting character from a franchise that's over half a century old and made a less interesting show out of her. You filled that god-awful show with quote-unquote meta humor on the same level as a 14-year-old's Wattpad Deadpool fanfiction. You made a show so objectively bad that liberals and conservatives unite in values for the first time in decades to say how terrible it is. Congratulations, here's your prize. It's a Lego. Fucking step on it. Whoa. Fucking hell. Hi, Velvet. Hello.
Cat.
This is Velvet. You might have met her in the Christmas video. It is fucking astonishing to me that someone can make an installment to a franchise with so much
I love
vitriol.
how he just keeps going, even though he's literally holding his cat. That is some dedication, Dan. I respect that.
To the source material. I will never watch this show because it's just not worth my time. It's been out for like a week and everyone's done all the shitting on it that can possibly be done because there's so little to talk about because it's so fucking shallow. So what do I mean when I say this could be a good thing for the franchise? Don't dig your claws into my hoodie. Please don't. That's really bad, actually.
Darkfire
She's just
Kitty.
here. She's part of the
Welcome
video
to the
now.
hot box.
Never turn
You
down
wanna say hi to
cat-based
the
bonus
people?
content. Yeah.
Say hi, Velvet. Back in the early 2010s, I was like a little kid who was just discovering the internet, and I didn't really have that many cable channels on my TV. But I did have the Boomerang network. From the 2000s to the 2010s, Boomerang...
Oh my god, I miss Boomerang. Boomerang was the shit. Oh my god. I remember, I had it at my house at one point, but one of the things I remember about Boomerang was anytime I would go and hang out at my, I have two grandmothers, Meme and Grammy. Anytime I would hang out at my Grammy's house as a kid, I would always end up watching Boomerang, and that's where I got a lot of my memories from Boomerang. Oh my god, I loved it as a kid. It was so good. Nowadays on Boomerang, they don't even show those classic cartoons anymore, which is a waste, to be honest. Boomerang kind of turned into like the Cartoon Network version of like, how do I explain it? You know how Nickelodeon has Nicktoons? It's like a separate network where they kind of just throw all the shows that they don't really care about anymore, and they just randomly play on there. Boomerang was the Cartoon Network version of that, or at least that's what it is now. Back then, they had like all the classic channels and shows, but they ruined that station. I miss old Boomerang, man. It was so good.
underwent an overhaul from this.
Hide your sandwich and
Yeah, this.
Snacks.
He's about to
Scooby and
discuss
the
it.
gang are here to solve a mystery or two, unmask a few bad guys, and polish off that leftover pizza. It's time for Scooby-Doo on Boomerang.
To this.
Coming up next, it's Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? On Boomerang.
And in the later iteration of it, When a newer show made it to the Boomerang Network, that meant it kind of flopped. One of these shows was
Literally,
what
yeah,
looked
like I was just
Scooby-Doo
saying.
made by Seth MacFarlane, and it was called Be Cool Scooby-Doo. I remember watching it and saying, hey, oh, she gone now.
She
goes,
going
"Oh."
now.
I remember watching it and being like, hey, this is actually pretty funny. Why'd it flop? But I also remember the thought in the back of my head, like, this isn't my Scooby-Doo. This isn't what these guys are supposed to look like. But since Velma came out, the bar has gone from the ankle to the basement. We've officially seen the absolute worst that the Scooby-Doo franchise has to offer. And now that we have this new metric for what the worst of the franchise is, it's making people go back and reevaluate how they judged shows like Be Cool Scooby-Doo. Now people are going back and realizing that Be Cool was one of the most well-written and funniest iterations of this franchise ever.
Okay. I'll ask you this one simple question, and I expect a simple answer. Are you an alien?
Nope.
Good enough for me.
Like, you ever notice when you solve a mystery and stop a ghost, the cops always say, "Great work, kids." Why does no one say, "Yeah, and horrible job, officers"? What, are people just hanging around waiting for a band full of teens to show up before giving 911 a shot?
That's very true. The best security is looking like you don't need any.
And crossbows.
And crossbows.
I'm fucking looking through Twitter for clips to use for this segment of the video, and Velvet has not left. She's just fucking...
Oh, wait, that's adorable! Oh my god, they're little cubby! They're little cubby! I love that! Oh my god! Dan! You need to show your cat more! Exploit your feline for clout!
Here, she's just watching me. What do you want? People are finally starting to realize that Be Cool Scooby-Doo used its goofy art style to elevate its comedy. If the show looked like Mystery Incorporated, most of these jokes would not land the way they do. But speaking of Mystery Incorporated, if you don't want a Scooby-Doo that's super funny and goofy all the time, I recommend that. My favorite thing that's come out of Velma is that because it's so awful, it's sparking...
I do love that, now I can kind of see what Dan is working on sometimes. Because all these, like, Scooby-Doo clips that he is, or not all of them, but some of them that he's using in the video, he used them, he put in my Discord in the, turn WebP into PNG. So there's, like, a chance now that I can kind of just, like, observe what Dan is working on. I mean, it's vice versa. Anytime anyone uses that, anyone can, like, observe what they're doing. When I started putting pictures of, like, nuclear engines and, like, a picture of, like, a nuclear bomb in there, a lot of people were genuinely concerned as to what the fuck I was working on, and then I posted the video about nuclear energy, and they were like, what the fuck? I like the WebP, turn WebP into PNG channel, because it just allows everyone in my Discord to just... fuck. It just allows everyone in my Discord, including me, to just, like, spy on what people are working on, and I love it.
An entirely new appreciation and love for the source material.
It's a fucking, bargain. You can turn your WebP into a PNG, at the risk of telling everyone what you're working on.
It's sparking an entirely new appreciation and love for the source material, for the franchise, for every single iteration that's been taken for granted before. If you want a good version of Scooby-Doo, you will find one that is perfect for you. It's been around for over 50 years. It's fucking there. You want that wholesome late 80s, early 90s era of children's animation? Fucking pup named Scooby-Doo. It's probably even better than you remember. You want the hands-down best theme song that's ever existed for a Scooby-Doo show? What's New Scooby-Doo? I know you know the theme song, that fucking na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Or maybe you just want to stick to the classics. Go with the original Hanna-Barbera show. It holds up. You want to see fucking Cartoon Network overly sexualized Velma for a bumper? It exists. And for anyone saying, oh, she's 15, she's in high school, bitch, she has been 15 since 1969. She is older than all of your mothers.
All of your mothers.
All of these shows I've talked about know exactly what they want to be. Velma does not. Hell, Velma can't even decide whether it wants to be right or left-leaning on the political spectrum.
Exactly. I spit truth without a filter, like every comedian before #MeToo.
Who makes a fucking joke about the Me Too movement? Big fucking shocker. Mindy Kaling implying that #MeToo ruined comedy. The same Mindy Kaling who openly admitted to kissing someone without their consent on set and then threatened to fire people who said anything about it.
She was just supposed to be like, what do you think, Mindy? And I was like, and I looked around, and I improvised just kissing him in the scene, which was not in the script.
It's not that. See, you just went for it.
And he asked me a question. I was not listening to him at all, because who cares what he was saying? And I was just like, And then he reacted like that, and I pretended it didn't happen. And then I walked backstage where we have 2 writer-producers, and they were like, hey, man, what are you doing? You could be sued for that. And I got very scared, and then I said, tell anyone and you're fired.
#MeToo.
The worst part is this isn't even a joke.
Did he just use an ordinary sausage reference? He did. He did.
Joke, and that's not some kind of, oh, that's really dark, you shouldn't joke about that. No, that's not what this is. This is objectively not a joke. A joke is set up, misdirection, and punchline. This sets up a joke and doesn't deliver on it. It's like if Family Guy didn't have cutaway gags, but kept all the same dialogue.
He's meaner than a shifty salesman.
This is why I call her a cunt. And that's not just some random person saying words behind a screen. No, I would say that to her face. If I met her in person, I'd say, hey, aren't you Mindy Kaling? Yeah, you're a bit of a cunt. And then I'd walk away. Even Grey DeLisle is dunking on this show. It's fucking magnificent. If you walk away from this video having learned anything, I want it to be that Scooby-Doo
I don't really know
is a
who
very
Grey
good
DeLisle is,
franchise
though.
with a lot of diamonds in the rough that you should absolutely check out because you will enjoy something. And if you don't enjoy anything you see from Scooby-Doo, you're probably a very cold and jaded person, and you scare me. Goodbye, thanks for watching, and get the hell out of my house.
Oh my god, the Meg Griffin one. Oh my god. I fucking love Dan, man. Dan puts so much fucking work into everything he makes. I swear to God, it's amazing. Well, it's only been 30 minutes. I do want to work on my script, so I don't want to stream for a very long time tonight. What's another thing that we can watch? We could watch, while we're here, we'll watch Shoe on Head's video on Velma. That'll be the last thing we watch tonight.
Hey there, fellow millennials! It's Mr. Humpkins! Remember Mr. Humpkins?
I will preface this by saying I do enjoy Shoe on Head's content. Every once in a while, she has a take I don't agree with. I still love her content, though.
From your favorite childhood TV show? Well,
01 Ella.
Smokes weed and
Welcome to the Hot Box.
You like that? You like that? If you don't, you're a f***ing homophobe.
By now, you probably know of the new Scooby-Doo.
That's how I feel about
Velma.
Foamy the Squirrel.
You've
Yeah.
probably seen a lot of people react to the trailer. But instead of simply reacting to the trailer, I have decided to actually watch the show, so you don't have to. I will do that for you, because I love you, and because I'm a masochist. So I was thinking, you know what? Maybe this won't be that bad. Maybe Velma won't be that bad. At Crystal Cove High School, Daphne is a popular mean girl orphan who deals drugs because of a dark family secret. Her boyfriend, Fred, personifies mediocre white richness. His mansion holds a dark secret, and he has teeny whittle privates, a subject of much conversation. Shaggy has become Norville, a school newspaper striver friend-zoned by his beloved Velma. He worries he's a...
I have a theory that the show is intentionally bad. I could see it. I could see it being intentionally bad, for real.
beta male. Remember that lame concept from 20 years ago? Well, that sounds terrible, but at least we get to see our old pal Scooby-Doo again. That lovable little pupper, our favorite mystery-solving...
One thing I do like about Shu, one of the running gags I like of Shu is that she always calls herself a boomer. She always has a can of White Monster boomer juice with her.
Doggo. What? Scooby-Doo does not appear in Velma on HBO Max.
Yeah, I could see
Tom
that.
and Jerry, but no Jerry. Just Tom. I shouldn't give them ideas. This show managed to do what every politician in the world failed to do. It has brought everyone, from every side of the political spectrum, all genders, all races, all ages, together, in harmony, to hate it. Velma is so bad, in fact, that it's spawning conspiracy theories that creator Mindy Kaling made what is essentially a parody of what the—
Look at what you literally just said! Literally what you just said.
right wing thinks left wing comedy is like.
Okay, maybe not the exact same thing. Okay, I should have finished that. I was looking at the other screen, looking at what you said. But in a similar vein to what you said. It's not the exact same, but it's in a similar vein.
As in, a show that not just recasts most roles with new races, but also features loads of white guys, am I right? The idea is that Kaling is a secretly conservative force in media trying to make the left look bad by making a cringy adult cartoon full of this rich white guy has a small dong jokes. So first of all, that is a cope. But second of all, this just proves that whatever they were trying to do with this show failed. So let's get the good parts out of the way. The animation. Okay, now the bad parts. Literally everything else.
Told my way. And it starts with a murder,
You could tell it's an adult cartoon because they say bitch. The bugs are having sex. This isn't your grandma, Scooby-Doo. We make fun of white people and men. Look out! Now, don't get me wrong. I like meta humor and I like fourth wall breaks, but I don't like when they are every other minute. Wouldn't it be crazy if we were in a cartoon? Wouldn't it be wacky if this was a show?
Noticed how pilot episodes of TV shows always have more gratuitous sex and nudity than the rest of the series.
Aren't these people minors? FBI, open up! It's like the only other type of humor in this show, besides jokes about white people and pop culture and meme references, that will age terribly in like 5 years. They address the race swapping like 4 minutes into the opening scene.
How do you feel about race-blind casting, Daphne?
Well, as an Asian woman... but everyone loves it when white people play Jesus or a professional boxer.
Oh my god, I don't care. We're like 4 minutes in and I'm still watching a softcore cartoon of 15-year-olds in a shower and being preached to about race and representation. And it just comes off as like very overly defensive and insecure about itself. Like, I don't care about the race swapping. Just make good characters. It's only 2 episodes, but I swear to God, every other joke was like about how we are watching a cartoon.
You know what 420 is, right?
Yeah. It's code for adults who still watch cartoons.
We really need to stop putting people who hate animation in charge of animated shows, because this is the outcome. It just got annoying and frustrating and just really felt like the writers just hated working on this show. Like, they just hated the audience. They hated the whole Scooby-Doo franchise. It just really felt spiteful. And that honestly just feels like a pattern with all of these remakes and reboots made for a modern audience. As soon as I see the words remade for a modern audience, I'm just like,
shut the f up. Know your fucking place, trash.
They're just milking people's nostalgia. Remember when you didn't have to work 2 jobs and didn't have student debt? Sucks you'll never be able to afford a house, but look, The Lion King. And like consuming media is activism now, apparently. Buy tickets to the 700th shallow Disney remake to own the racist chuds online. I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. It's not like I'm original either. I'm like a ripoff of Boxy and Chris Ray Gun. But anyway, back to the actual review. Time to review the show. Sorry.
Okay, wow. Boxy is not a fucking person I've heard in forever. Oh my god, that is... Wow. That brought me back. That brought me back. I have not heard of Boxy in forever. Oh, shit. Wow, that fucked me up. Also, hang on a second. I'm gonna hit play, but I gotta quickly pick up my trash here.
Thing
You
is
should
not
still
over.
hear me as
It
if I
never
walk
slows
away.
down. My ADHD ass could not even keep up. What is happening? You like blink and then one of them is selling a kidney. I did not laugh once. Oh wait,
You blink
I
and
think
one
I
of
went,
them
like,
is selling a
at
kidney.
one point, at one joke. Velma was in the bathroom and Daphne and her popular girl clique like confronted her to like threaten her, but someone kept flushing the toilet and like interrupting them.
Well, well, well.
Yo, Eduardo? Holy shit. Yo, holy shit, Eduardo.
That was kind of a joke. And the only reason I like chortled at that was because it was the one time, I'm not joking, it was the one
Chortled and rapturous joy.
time that the show slowed down even a little bit and had any amount of comedic timing. So people weren't hyping up the woke stuff in this show. There wasn't as much as I thought there would be, but when there was, it was bad.
Those are all white people, Daphne. Minorities on TV can only deal drugs to escape.
Not jargon. Welcome to the Hot Box.
I think Velma has been depicted as non-white before, but
Yeah.
she didn't spend like her whole f***ing time bitching about white people. Why would you do? That's not even like a character. That's just being racist. You're not Velma. You're just Mindy Kaling, and that's like the big thing in this. You could tell this is just like a self-insert character. Also, there was like an anti-Me Too joke in there.
Exactly. I spit truth.
That was the thing. Yeah, that's what really confused me when I saw that clip on Twitter.
Wait, what? Which does not make any sense for Velma's character at all, which to me shows that Velma herself isn't supposed to be like a progressive SJW type of character, and that all the progressive opinions coming from her previously, like about white people and body positivity and oppression and whatever, was really just the writers preaching their own politics. This would be like me rebooting Ed, Edd n Eddy and making Rolf say some shit like, "Hello, Ed the boys. Isn't it crazy how $2 trillion went missing from the Pentagon a few days before 9/11?
This is what I mean by I don't agree with her 100%, but she is still fucking funny. I can actually like perfectly imagine that. Just fucking just Rolf like, I know Ed boys, isn't it crazy? I'm not gonna say the full thing. I don't want to be put on a fucking watch list. I don't want to be put on a watch list.
Why would you do that? But I was thinking, like, why out of every...
Okay, but Rolf would. Rolf would, though. Rolf 100% would. Rolf is a crazy motherfucker. He would just, like, drop that in a conversation. Just randomly. Like, he beats people up with fish. You know? Like, Rolf would. Rolf would.
Everything
Commander Root.
a joke about me
Welcome
too.
to the Hot
And then I
Box.
found out that Mindy, the creator of the show and the voice of Velma, was actually accused of sexual
Yeah, Dan did talk about that too.
Maybe that's why. None of the characters are likable. Like, when I think of Velma, I think of cute, nerdy, witty, smart, clumsy. No, this Velma was really just a terrible person. She was just an asshole. And, like, of course she was. Because I feel like every modern day female lead has to be, like, a sassy, unlikable asshole. Because for some reason, that equals female empowerment. But I don't know.
I don't agree with that. I don't see that too much. I don't know what she was talking about there. Oh my god, it's doing that fucking thing again. I don't see that often. I don't see a lot of, like, female sassy thing. I don't know what she's talking about there.
Because, like, I'm a sassy, unlikable asshole and racist. I don't feel very represented. Like, this just isn't even, like, subversive anymore. Honestly, if they made a female lead that was, like, feminine and nice, that would be subversive at this point. Shaggy was not Shaggy at all. Shaggy is goofy and cowardly, but in this he's just, like, putting himself in harm's way, putting himself in dangerous situations to win over Velma's heart?
I like you.
No, you don't. You're like a brother to me.
You're the main character in all my dreams.
They made Shaggy a simp? Look what they've done to my boy! He's been reduced to the cucked, friend-zoned boy.
Norville is weird. Like I said, I've never actually watched the show yet. I'm probably not going to. But from the clips I've seen, Norville... How do I explain this? It feels like they wanted a new character, but they had to roll with Shaggy. So they just kind of made their character and gave him Shaggy's clothing. Like, that's the only thing I could think of for that. It's odd. It is really odd. I don't understand it. Norville is just weird. Yeah.
Shaggy was my favorite character.
I'm just saying that I don't see Norville as Shaggy.
In the series. And this was just like...
Even though that's absolutely what he's
Star Wars
supposed
did
to
a
be.
better job with their Shaggy depiction. One of the main focuses of the show and of like an
Well, Star
entire
Wars...
episode
Okay,
is
but the Clone Wars does better with every depiction. I'm sorry. Watch Clone Wars. Just watch Clone Wars. Watch everything involving the Clone Wars. I do not care. I do not care if you do not like Star Wars. I am forcing you to watch the Clone Wars. I am demanding that you watch the Clone Wars. I love the Clone Wars. I love everything about the Clone Wars. The fucking the 2D animated one, the 3D CGI animated one that was on Cartoon Network. The final season they had on, I think it was Netflix, which I think now is on Disney Plus, and then even literally the fucking Bad Batch show, which is not as good as the previous series, it is still good. I love the Clone Wars era of Star Wars, and I demand that it gets more attention. I demand it. I love the Clone Wars. I love that entire era, and I wanted to get more attention. I spent so much of my fucking childhood playing Star Wars RP servers on Gary's Mod. That is how I know Torch and Mendoza, as well as Coobs. That is how I met those motherfuckers, and I'm still friends with them today because of Clone Wars. I love Clone Wars! Anyways, that's enough of my rant.
Fred is prepubescent and has a tiny...
Just another entitled rich guy who might kill someone because he's entitled.
That's sad.
Which is like weird and stupid on its
Listen, I know it's sad. I was a kid. I don't give a fuck.
own, but also weird and stupid for a show that preaches body positivity, but I guess that's just for women. There's also...
Everyone does sad things, Abby. Everyone does cringy sad things. I'm just lucky that I did it when I was younger. Back then, Coobs was getting ready to go to the fucking military. He wasn't in the military yet, as far as I can tell. I don't even know what the fuck Torch was. And I know I know Mendoza says that I met him in Red vs. Blue RP, which is like a Halo RP style. But I swear I've seen Mendoza on Star Wars RP too.
Also randomly a scene where a fake eyelash falls onto Fred's lip and it makes him look like Hitler, and
Oh my
a
God.
bystander says this.
God, he looks like Hitler! And not just because we compare everyone to Hitler these days.
Really?
Nah, you're not getting away that easy. We need Nuremberg trials for the whole 2010s.
Oh.
You people need to be put on trial for what you have done to culture and the country
Free
in
cock
general.
joke, you guy.
You can't just joke your way out of this. Also, his
Wait, what
dad
the fuck?
is absolute...
Wait, what the fuck? Stream Deck. The Stream Deck's not working. What the fuck? Alright, I'm gonna have to tweet it myself. The fucking Stream Deck's not working.
absolutely modeled after the Chad Yes meme. Also, Daphne and Velma kind of have like a thing for each other and wind up kissing in like the second episode. Ooh, these bitches gay! Good for them, good for them.
Scooby, Scooby-Doo, looking for you. Couldn't have a show without ya.
Damn, they weren't kidding. I'm glad Scooby isn't here. I'm glad he doesn't have to witness this botched abortion. He's still sacred and untouched.
Goddamn.
For now. Maybe this trend of woke... I need to find a better word, honestly. My parents know what woke means now. It's over. It's over! But maybe this trend is finally dying. Maybe people are smartening up to this pandering. Honestly, this show's politics are like the least of its issues. I mean, maybe it will get better in future episodes.
That we can agree
if you
with,
guys
that
want
it was
to
the
see
least
me
of its
review
issues.
those episodes, I'll be the Velma reviewer. A fate worse than death. It will somehow stay on the air like Big Mouth because we live in hell and we don't deserve anything nice.
Oh, Jamie, thank you for the raid. Welcome on in, Raiders. How are you doing?
As always.
How are you doing?
seen
How
the
was your
show?
stream?
What did you think of it? Let me know in the comments, and if you like this channel,
We're
please
watching
subscribe
Shuon Head's
and consider
review of
donating
Velma.
to my Patreon down there. You'll also get access to my private Twitter account.
She has a private Twitter.
Jamma Jones _VT.
Bottom raid followed
Welcome
by
to the
ads.
Hotbox.
Oh, you came in right at... Oh, I'm sorry, Jamie. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Alright. What should we watch now? Overall, I am doing well. I am doing well. What should we watch now? The no fly list. Just like, oh yeah, I've heard about this. Okay, this will be the last thing we watch tonight. Last thing.
Okay, so
Cook dinner and watch it.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Have fun cooking dinner.
I am ready. I am ready for the wildest thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to straight up tell you how it is. The TSA no-fly checklist just got leaked. Now, of course, for those of you who don't know what a no-fly list is, I'm somebody who's pretty ethnically challenged when it comes to airports. I know a lot about airport security, okay? Boy,
I'm
oh
glad
boy,
you're doing
the
well
TSA
too, Jamie.
loves to check up my bunghole from time to time. But let's get started. So what is a no-fly list? A no-fly list, in the United States at least, is a special list that some people get put on. When you get put on the no-fly list, that means flying in, out, or over the United States becomes a pretty big challenge on commercial airlines, okay? Imagine you go to the airport, okay? You sign in, you do everything, you check in, all right, you're ready to go get yourself checked through security. Somehow your name gets tripped up. Maybe it could be a false flag, because sometimes you have had cases where people who've had similar names to people on the no-fly list just get dragged away by airport security. You got Homeland Security, you got TSA, you got flashlights up your rectum. That's pretty much how the entire scenario plays out. Now, for a lot of journalists, a lot of human rights advocates, this can be a bit of an issue, all right? For the safety and security of the country, obviously the list exists so that, actual criminals, actual individuals that are of a terroristic quality can pretty much be weeded out. And if these people or any of their aliases show up at an airport within the US or are flying near it, you can bet security and customs will be there to drag those individuals away to some godforsaken black site in some part of the world. So, of course, why are we talking about it today? Well, it took a cybersecurity breach, an incident, for the TSA's list to end up being leaked. So how did the story of kind of epic hacking begin? All right, it basically took less than a day. Now, of course, this comes from a Maya blog, who's an InfoSec security.
Oh my god! Yeah. So this is why this interested me.
Individual.
The person who fucking did this.
Own an airline in 3 easy steps. So that first step starts off with boredom. Now, the boredom step typically involves this individual using something known as Shodan.
Faypunk.
Thank you for the follow.
Welcome to the Hotbox.
Shodan is effectively a search engine for internet services. Internet servers, I guess you could say the easiest way to put it out is, this is basically a search engine to look for servers that are connected to the internet using varieties of filters, okay? Typically, it's a search engine of things known as server banners, which is effectively metadata for servers that, are interacting all over the internet. So again, the way that it works, all right, aside from being a cute reference to System Shock, Shodan effectively allows you to look for certain types of servers. Now, what happened was this individual was looking for servers known as Jenkins servers. Now, Jenkins servers, for anybody that doesn't know what they are, Jenkins servers are effectively servers that allow
Ravana
you to
_
automate
TTV.
processes. So typically when
Welcome to the Hotbox.
Welcome on. I think a bunch of names
We
are about to
sees.
come through.
Welcome to the Hotbox. Raven _ VTuber.
Welcome on.
Welcome to the Hotbox. Peak Locket 867. Welcome to the Hotbox.
Okay.
Jenkins servers are effectively servers that allow you to automate processes. So typically when you're building projects, deploying projects, and automating, aspects of them, Jenkins servers are created. So effectively what happened over here was they looked through a bunch of Jenkins servers, and around 20 servers or so later, they ended up finding what is known as ACARS, ACARS. Now, for those of you who don't know what an ACARS is, I know there's a lot of new things that I'm mentioning. This is the Aircraft Communications Addressing and Reporting System.
Goddamn.
So basically, aircrafts use like a telex system to basically communicate back and forth between aircrafts and ground stations. Okay, so this is an example of what is an ACARS message. Okay, it's a way for airplanes to communicate between one or the other. So here's the thing. When somebody finds information like this floating around, you know that you're playing with airline companies, and that can be a pretty spooky endeavor, okay? There's a lot of sensitive information that's floating around. So one airline company in particular, Commute Air, was the one that actually ended up having an exposed Jenkins server. Now, while this might not be special, it's time to understand just how much access our hacker friend even really had. So according to them, let's not get too excited. Just because we found a funky Jenkins server doesn't mean we'll have access to much more than build logs, which is true. It quickly turns out that while we don't have anonymous admin access, yes, that's quite frequently the case. God, I love Jenkins. We do have access to build workspaces, which means we get to see the repositories that were built for each of the 70-ish build jobs that existed. So at this point, it's time to dig in and do the boring practice. Now, of course, most hacking is not Hollywood style. It's really just having a video up and going through a bunch of builds, a bunch of files in order to find that one shiny piece, that one thing that makes the whole process worth it. So 2 minutes into basically looking in and finding this one project called ACARS incoming, they ended up finding a FTP server, a SFTP server, Secure File Transfer Protocol, and they ended up looking into ACARS incoming for Navtech. Navtech, which is an Airbus company detailing ACARS information, okay? So again, I don't even know how much I can show you. Nothing is super duper sensitive, but you can see that information is from the 1st of January 2023. So again, super new information, last modified literally on the 6th of January. So this is, again, information that is very, very recent, okay? Now, of course, some of the information, and again, I'm going to blur out a fair bit for you because I don't know what is entirely sensitive and what I cannot show you. But for anybody that wants to know what I'm looking at, effectively, this is ACARS messages being sent around. And the only people that are going to understand it are obviously people working in the aviation industry, people who are communicating from airplanes to ground systems. As I kept looking at more and more config files, in
Not
more
jargon.
and more of the projects, it dawned
Welcome
on me
to the
just how
hot
heavily
box.
I'd already owned them within just half an hour or so. Hard-coded credentials there would allow me to access the NavBlue APIs for refueling, canceling and updating flights, swapping out crew members, and so on. Assuming I was willing to ever interact with the SOAP API in my life, which I sure as hell am not. Jesus Christ. However, this is where it gets interesting. I kept looking back at two projects named No Fly Comparison and No Fly Comparison version 2, which seemingly take the TSA no-fly list and check if any Commute Air's crew members have ended up there. So again, it's literally designed to make sure that nobody working for the staff of Commute Air is somehow on the TSA no-fly list, because as you can imagine, if that was the case, it would make it pretty hard to schedule them to fly through U.S. commercial airspace. So again, what had happened was they found hard-coded credentials and S3 bucket names for Amazon Web Services clouds. So, however, I just can't find the actual list anywhere because it obviously gets deleted because of people prodding in and out of these servers, potentially. So again, they had all these, the Amazon Web Service endpoints and secret keys, access keys, so on and so forth, which they've blurred out so nobody can abuse them any further. So at this point, they started talking to a reporter from the Daily Dot, and they basically gave him a rundown that in about half an hour after they started talking, they ended up finding AWS credentials. I now seemingly have access to pretty much their entire AWS infrastructure via AWS, CLI.
Holy shit.
Which is the command line interface. Numerous S3 buckets, dozens of dynamic ODB tables, as well as various servers and much more. Commute really loves to use AWS. AWS, for those of you who don't know, is Amazon Web Services. A lot of enterprise clients and a lot of commercial services will use AWS Cloud in order to facilitate their big businesses and most of the network stuff that they have going on, because they just like to pass that off to people that can handle all of that for them. The security, the distribution, so on and so forth. So at this point, they ended up finding and looking at a test data repository, and they found 3 CSV files: employeeinformation.csv, nofly.csv, and selecty.csv, all committed to the repository in July 2022. The no-fly CSV is almost 80 megabytes in size and contains over 1.56 million rows of data. This has to be the real deal. And then, of course, they got a confirmation that, yes, it is in fact the leaked no-fly list from 2019. So obviously, we're missing a few years of data, but yes, they've got the complete list.
The complete list from 2019
and before. So they looked even further and they found out for the crew members, they had full names, addresses, phone numbers, passport numbers, their pilot license numbers, whenever the next line check, which is basically, them getting tested again, as far as I understand, with piloting. I had trip sheets.
All
for
this
every
from a
flight, the
single
potential to
thing.
access every flight plan ever, a whole bunch of image attachments to booking for reimbursement flights containing yet again more PII. Airplane maintenance data, you name it. I had owned them completely in less than a day, with no skill required besides the patience to sift through hundreds of Shodan results. So again, obviously when it came to the no-fly list, they obviously acknowledged that the information is highly sensitive, and they believe it's in the public interest to be made public for journalists and human rights organizations. So again, if you're a journalist, a researcher, or a party with legitimate interest, this person is actually allowing you to get access to this information. I don't know what the legalities for this individual are. I don't even know if, I generally have to believe with them leaking this information out, this is huge. There is no way the TSA or any Homeland Security organization in the US is going to let this run by. But of course, this is a story of how one of the most secretive documents in the United States, one of the most important documents when it comes to the safeguarding of the country and making sure that the right people or the wrong people, in the eyes of the government, of course, can access U.S. airspace. That ended up being leaked through a company that ended up having one of the most insecure servers hanging out for the world. So for a lot of people watching, yes, this is in fact how one of the wildest hacks of 2023, and remember, the year just started. We're in the first month, and the TSA no-fly list has actually been leaked out in quite possibly the most laughable way I've ever seen. This didn't involve an individual going through, 9 proxies and breaching through some of the most hardened servers in the US federal system. No, it really took this person search engineing, looking through servers exposed to the internet, build servers, automation servers, and within a day, they found out one of the most secretive documents to exist. Ladies and gentlemen, if there is no bigger cause for concern for some of these companies and making sure their cybersecurity practices are up to date and snuff, I don't know what is. This is me, Mutahar, and hopefully you all learned something.
Here's the thing about this. Hang on, I need to look up something. Give me a quick moment. Here's the thing that I thought was the funniest part of all this. The person that did this, so this is them, Mia. I am Mia Arson Crime. I am gay, mostly for girls, and I'm a tiny kitten. This is the person that did this. This person. And the funniest part for me is this. Holy shit, we actually have the no-fly list. Holy fucking bingo, what? Cat face. And then they're just sitting there holding a Sprigatito plushie. That is the funniest shit to me. Just the fucking Sprigatito plushie. Holy fucking bingo, what? Cat face. This is like if Cootie was a fucking hacker. This is like if Cootie was like finding this shit. Like, god damn. It's like the funniest shit. It's... If you were to tell me that this person with a profile like this, saying they are gay mostly for girls and I'm a tiny kitten, was able to get the fucking TSA no-fly list, I think you'd be full of shit. I think you would be full of so much shit. This is so goddamn funny. It's so goddamn funny.
Very Alden the Men 1. Welcome to the Hot Box.
Hey Dan, you missed it. We already watched both of your videos, and we just watched a video about the no-fly list being leaked and looking at the person who leaked it. This person leaked the no-fly list, Dan. They're gay, mostly for girls, and they're a tiny kitten. And they fucking got the no-fly list. Holy shit, we actually have the no-fly list. Holy fucking bingo. What? With their little Sprigatito plushie. That shit's hilarious. That shit is hilarious. Wait, what? Yeah, literally. We just watched a fucking Mudahar video about it. We just watched a Some Ordinary Gamer video about it. This person got the no-fly list. Is... My god. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. But while you're here, Dan, I want to discuss something with you, Dan. And this will be the last thing I discuss, because I want to keep writing the script for Chapter 5 of Deceit, and it's getting late, and I have classes in the morning. But I might not, because there's going to be a fucking crazy-ass snowstorm coming in. I gotta see if they end up canceling. Anyways, Dan, I need to talk to you. So your clones now have Twitter accounts, right? Your clones have Twitter accounts. And they follow me. Yep, they follow me. Here's something that I find funny. Shane follows me. Ed follows me. Lenny follows me. But for some reason... Hang on, how do I get to Shane's account? I think I got it there for you. Yeah, I did. For some reason, Guitar Clone doesn't follow me. What did I do to piss off Guitar Clone? I want to know. I want to know what I did to piss off Guitar Clone. I just find it funny. It's like, do we have a beef? Do we have a beef? Did I do something? Oh, he just followed me. Now I feel bad, because I literally just said at the beginning of this stream I would fight him. I literally just said at the beginning of the stream, I was pointing out all of this, and I said I would fight him. Oh, man. I was gonna pull a fucking Logan Paul. I just saw it update in real time. Thank you, Guitar Clone. Thank you. I appreciate it. I am going to cause problems. Yes, you are. Yes, you fucking are. Anyways. I think that's gonna be it for tonight. If you want to see my reactions, Dan, they'll be at the beginning of the VOD. But I need to get back to writing the script for Chapter 5. Peak Locket 867, I thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. But I need to get back to writing the script for Deceit Chapter 5. I will say, though, Chapter 4 is still surprising me. Chapter 4 has 138 in 2 days. That is insane to me, man. These pop off, man. Chapter 4 is like climbing up there. I want to see like the most popular, just all 4 of them in a row up here at some point. It still has a bit of ways to climb, but 138 in 2 days compared to like the 1 month it took for me to get 438 on Chapter 3. That is insane, man. Also, Dan was in Chapter 4. Dan was in Chapter 4. He did an amazing job in Chapter 4. He voiced Shedinja. Or Shane voiced Shedinja.
On his whole end of the world spiel. Sina dus. You're in for a treat. Come listen.
Shane did an amazing job voicing in Defeat. Although I had to credit you for it though, to try and keep things from being confusing. I know Shane did it. I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry. I still like Unknown. Unknown is also really good. Unknown 2 is really good. I think he's closer to the beginning. Yeah, he is. That's Unknown 1. Unknown 2 has a really good voice. It doesn't even sound like Dan. It's so fucking good. You fucking killed it with voice acting, Dan. You are fucking great at this. I'm definitely gonna have to go to you for voice acting characters in the future. But with that being said, I need to find somebody to raid, so I can finish writing the script. The first fucking thing I see, of fucking course, it's the VTuber that has their fucking shirt off, abs out. Yep, that sounds like VTubers. That sounds like VTubers, alright. It is always VTubers. We'll go raid Kirk. We'll go and see good old Kirky boy. Thank you guys for coming. You guys have a great rest of your night, and peace out.